We are live. Hey, y'all, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here today to give you my honest review while trying to wash my mouth. I think I could do it this video. Joining me, as always, I have my special guest, my co host, my BFF, Mrs. Best, aka my girl Amina.
Hello, thank you for having me back again. Ignore the snoring in the background.
Yeah, we know. We know JoJo got to work. We got you. We all right. So we are here today to talk about Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 4. It was an okay episode. I can't say I was bored, but I can't say I was highly entertained. It seemed like to me this episode, they were trying to tie in storylines and cut off any loose ends. We did focus a lot on Glenn and Letitia a lot this episode, which was I don't know. Some of it was needed, but then some of it was kind of like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I was like, okay. So let's get started. So the episode actually opens up with So Gucci and JJ. His mom is officially moving in. She was driving in the parking in their driveway, honking that horn and hollering, JJ, I'm here. And I was like, oh wow, she is definitely that's his mama for sure.
Oh
That's his
yeah,
mom. Yeah, there's no question about that. That's his
you
mom. They
look
act
good
exactly
though.
alike. She did. She look young.
She
Cause how
look
old is
good.
JJ?
I have no idea.
He got to be in his 50s.
His 50s?
Yeah,
Huh. Well.
yeah. If he in his 40s, I know something. I
I
know.
have no
So Gucci is. I know. So Gucci is probably mid 40s. He has to be older. Cause that
hmm,
mama look real good. She did have her old antiquated moments in this scene, but
with her
you
little
know,
color purple hairstyle.
I know. I was like, go ahead, Miss Mama. It killed me. So is so Gucci's name Sophia or Shantae? What is we doing here? Because why is the mama calling her Shantae?
Listen, Linda. We don't know. We don't know. We're
So
gonna
Gucci, what
just
is your
call
real
her
name?
Triple S at this point because
Yes, triple S. Because so Gucci Sophia. None of mama calling you Shantae. And usually mother-in-laws call you by the actual government
your
name. They don't
government
call
name.
you by what you want to go by or your middle name. They call you right what the first name is. So is it Shantae Sophia? Like I'm trying to figure that out. That part, God, so why is she calling you Shantae? Like, and you just accepting it.
What I didn't understand was like her purpose for being there. Like, I have a great relationship with my mother-in-law, so I get it, but it's like, why is she there? And then she didn't give a timeline on when she was leaving. So,
Honestly, I feel like it was JJ doing this. I feel like this was all of his antics about having his mama there. Some tell me so Gucci don't cook, so he probably want him a nice, Sunday dinner, and he want his mama there. A lot of men do that. They just strategically move their mama in so the mama can make breakfast, cook dinner and stuff like that. That's what a lot of men do. So it gives that. I might be wrong. I don't really care if I am or not, but it gives that. It definitely does give that. So Gucci probably not home much, and the mama can cook, and that's what she gonna do.
well, all right. You know
Anything
what?
else you want to
I
add
agree.
to
I don't think that lady cooking anything. She can barely put on a wig. I don't think that she's cooking anything. I'm just keeping it honest with you. Did I say too much? I didn't watch my mouth.
No, you watched your mouth, but I wasn't expecting you to go say that later.
I'm tired of her wigs.
It's like always this one part, and then it's smooth, and then it's
Right.
like
There's a swoop and
it's giving Farrah Fawcett. It's like rest in peace, but it's
it's like
like
speed
giving
humps in a good
yeah, it's like
neighborhood.
giving like why don't I want her to get some braids.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
of
she
the hair on this show is atrocious though, which is
Letitia,
surprising because it's Mississippi. But
Letitia,
yeah, Letitia stresses me out.
Letitia,
Her hair.
Akeisha. Since that's Marie's own hair, I'm not finna even go in there. And last but certainly not least, Tambra with the whole 600 bundles of hair in her head. I just cannot with
And the
Tambra either.
ponytails that don't lift.
Yes.
I hate
Yeah,
when
Tam,
people put a wig on and then try to put it in that little ass ponytail.
yes.
Like, what is this? It looks like that little leaf
Oh,
that
I came with you. Stay with you. I'm done. Speaking of timbre, she wasn't in this episode, was she?
Hallelujah.
Cause yeah, I couldn't do. The bun, it's the bun, the bun. I'm so sick of her with that shit. I'm like, girl, if you don't stop saying that shit, I
Oh
swear. So
my
next,
God.
so now we kind of go ahead and move on to, unfortunately, Latrice and Cliff and this whole misogynistic conversation they had at this dinner table. I'm just like, Latrice, what else do you need to know that this ain't the right situation for you? What else has to happen? Like, I'm so confused by her. The things that he was saying and demeaning, it was just like, hello, knock, knock.
Here's the thing with that. I took a lot of notes on their little scene. And I'm like, my one question I will say to summarize it quickly is like, is this going to be a thing like the whole flipping season? Like, it's like every episode so far, this has been a discussion.
Right. So let me kind of break it down because so season 1 and 2 led up to this. Like it was because season 1, it was more so given that we understood she had daddy issues. We understood that. And in season 2, that's when the whole misogynistic, I'm gonna belittle you because you a woman situation has now, prospered. So now getting to season 3, we're now seeing it turn into a more aggressive misogyny that we're seeing in this episode. So I think that this is what season 1 and season 2 led up to with those two. But it just seems like for me, either they're playing in our faces because this shit cannot be real. Oh, I just cussed. Well, couldn't wash my mouth. Oh well, y'all. Sorry, I tried. I really did. I
Seven
went seven
minutes.
minutes. I went 7 minutes when I watched trying to wash my mouth.
Who
So
would
there
have
it
thought?
is.
I haven't cursed once. Look at me today.
Okay, for real. But either it's not real or he really does think like this. And I'm starting to think there's a lot more going on in that household and she's crying for help because the way he's speaking to her and the way he's demeaning her, and then when you see him in other scenes interacting with the other cast members, he doesn't give that energy at all. So it's really confusing to me.
Yeah, I agree. That's something I actually wrote down. It's like, okay, Cliff gives okay advice, but then
In his
is
marriage,
is a complete donkey. Like
okay,
I,
it's
I I
like
really don't understand it. What I do see that's clear, oop, I almost dropped my phone. What I do see that's clear is he's very clear in what he wants. She seems in confessionals to be clear in what she wants, but what each of them want is different and
I
it's not going to
disagree. No, in her scene, she's giving this. That's the pep talk she's giving herself to stay with this man. Isn't
work.
that is not no in her confessional, it's I love my husband and I want my marriage to work and he's such a good amazing person and this and that. And then when you get seen with her, she goes, you need to listen to me. Like I need to do this. Like I'm independent. I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, then
Yeah,
why?
the
I
thing
look,
of
I'm
it,
not gonna keep repeating myself to no man. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna keep doing that. If you didn't get it the first couple of times, because I'll give you a second time as a grace. After the third time, and we still going through this and still having the same conversations, we finna either go to counseling or we finna sign them papers. I'm not gonna deal with this.
yeah, I don't get it. I'm thinking maybe because laws are different with marriage and divorce in the South, maybe she doesn't want him to like get half of her business or something because I don't understand why she's staying in it. It's either something with business or convenience, maybe they're keeping it up for the show or whatever the hell, or there's something that could be an alleged abusive situation is going on in
Right.
their marriage, which I've
So
been reading and seeing a lot of people online basically feel the same way because when you
yeah, I
look
read
at
that
those
too.
signs of abuse that they people know about, because unfortunately domestic violence is so common, Cliff fits every single, he checks every little checkbox. So I'm hoping it's
Absolutely.
not that, but I think that it is that because Latrice is attractive. She's at a good age. She has money. She's independent. So, of course, she has her insecurities and daddy issues, but I really think there's more to it that's going on, especially with how her mom
Hmm.
seemed to react to it.
I agree, and we're gonna get to her mom in a second because just hearing that scene just was like, okay. Then this is what I'm gonna tell women about raising daughters because you're the first demonstration they have of what a woman is supposed to be. Shout out to Iyanla Van Zandt. And when you don't teach them what you went through, 9 out of 10, they're gonna emulate what you did because that's all they know. So I just really want Latrice to really seek therapy at this point, and I want her to have therapy in a rotation. Like you need to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
Yeah,
all
two,
different
three
therapists.
times a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and another thing is that people, I want you to be completely honest with your therapist because a lot of people tell therapists surface level things and don't get the root to the issue. And they go, "Oh, well, therapy never works for me." It's because you're not being honest. You are not being honest about what it is you're really going through. You're telling them the things that you feel like they have a solution for. No, you need to tell them everything. Like I can tell you, I have in my 17 years of therapy, I have had over 12 therapists.
Mm.
And there's not been one session that I had in that 17 years that I did not cry, that I did not yell, that I did not shout, that I did not get everything up out of me because you have to. So we want Latrice to go to therapy. We really do. And we want her to really understand herself and her anger and her disappointment in life to still make up like a mosh kosh to stay with this man, to think that you have to pep yourself up to talk about, oh, he's a good man, oh, he's a provider, he's everything that I want. But in the hindsight of things, he's disrespecting you and demeaning you and telling you what you can and cannot do.
I
So is that
think
what you want as well?
the biggest thing, and I had wrote it down for like, this isn't just for women. I think this applies to just people as individuals. When someone says to you that they do not view you as their equal, or that they are in a place where they do not respect you, that's that's your sign to hightail it the hell about that. Real, keep it moving, keep on moving. That, get the hell on, like.
Absolutely.
And he
Absolutely.
he said that. So I think regardless of any alleged potential abuse, or what, cheating, whatever the hell, all the different potential areas that could be causing issues or going on behind closed doors, I think the biggest thing is he said you not his equal. That's how he feels. He said it on national television confidently.
Hmm.
So that's all she really needs to pay attention to. But again, therapy may help her to get there. And we ain't just saying it personally. That girl, like, it don't take people who never believed in therapy would be wanting to want her in therapy.
Absolutely. They that want her there and need her in therapy Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
She
So
also
moving,
says she dims her light for him.
I'm not. I know she said that, but I'm not going to even say that because
What
everything that I
the
said that.
hell? Hmm.
So that's why I'm saying, and that's what I said in her confessions when you said that she seems to be one way or the other. It's like no, she's pep talking herself, and she's
Hmm.
listening to that to try to continue to go forward. And that's not the same thing as her trying to have confidence in this marriage. That is not the same thing. That is pep talking. So that's why I said dimming the light. That is exactly what I alluded to. So thank you for bringing it up. We're gonna move on because I'm trying to keep these lives short enough so people can actually watch them fully. So we're gonna talk about this meeting with Soguchi, with Aikisha, and Marie. Uh, I'm not sick of Aikisha in this moment. I'm sick of her in another moment. But I'm gonna press on. They are talking about Letitia and what happened with this whole Glenn situation. And I feel like, why is everybody telling Aikisha everybody else's business? I was just looking at that scene and I was like, why are y'all telling Aikisha everybody else's business but yours? Marie, where's your business?
Marie's business is exposing other people's business so that she doesn't have to discuss or disclose any of her business.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say this. I told just like I said it last week. See what Marie's problem is, she exposed way too much of her life in that first season. And it gave everybody the ammunition they need to one, be
I've
like,
been
okay,
rewatching season one like a creeper obsessor. And yeah, there was a
yeah.
guy, and then there's the lady. There was a lot going on with her.
Oh, okay. So for those who are tuning in and not knowing what she's referring to, so I told her last week what Glenn was talking about in that confrontation him and Marie had. He was talking about Essie. Essie was the partner, her business partner at the mental health clinics that she owns, and then we have Cedric, which is her ex-husband. But the problem is that he came on and asked her husband that they were separated, but a blogger already had put out that allegedly they had been divorced years before this show started filming. So it was like, Marie, what are you doing? And then the fact that you came on this show, the first episode, starting with Latrice, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lead on to that. Here you go again, calling her a snake in the grass and saying that she's all these different,
Look,
backstabbers. And I'm
listen,
about sick of you because at this point, I'm about
it's
to get back
given
on.
obsessed. It's given
Yes.
I'm jealous. It's given, even though she's married to that old ass alleged alcoholic, allegedly abusive Mr. No Equal, she wants something she got. People will be jealous of people for like the oddest things.
You know what I think it is? So in season one, she alluded that she was a hairstylist and had a salon or something to that extent. And because Latrice was so successful in her business ventures, I think that there was kind of maybe a little hate in the game because Marie had to then prolong it to be in the mental health, clinic. She's not a physician, but a clinic owner. So it was like, okay, so you mad because she got weaves and vending machines in the mall and stuff? Like, what is the real problem? Because that was how she started
You
out
know
with
what?
Latrice.
You might be right. That's a good correlation. I agree with everything you said, because thinking back as someone watching going over that, she was like alluding that she could do hair and that she was like her main thing was mental health, but that she was like a multi-entrepreneurial woman. And then that just kind of went out the door, but I definitely could see that. But if that is the case, Marie, if you watching, because she seemed like the type to rewatch lives, like girl, all she do is put the hair in the vending machine. You the one that can install it, so you could still do something and work with her instead of hating against her. I never understand like women like that. Like when I was younger, I'd just be like, F you and like take off on people. But now that I'm older, it's just like just don't entertain it. And that's what
Well,
Latrice has been doing with Marie. It seems
yeah, she's
she's
paying her
not
dust.
even
Like she's
playing
not
into
even, yeah,
it.
because
Yeah,
after season one and season two, it was kind of like, okay, either you just hating at this point. And I agree, it is hate. It's like you really don't have nothing else on this girl but calling her a snake just because it backfired on you the first episode of this series. It backfired on Marie. Because Marie thought she was going to expose. That's what really, if we want to call it real season one, let's go back and watch season one. You try to expose this lady about being a fraud, and the things backed up on you because the bloggers dug up all kind of information on Marie, whether if it's true or not, I do not know. It's all alleged on this channel because I don't really care. But you
I
know,
love that.
because I don't really, because I don't
He
care.
said, "I really don't give a damn." I
I
love
don't
it.
because at this point, I'm sick of every time you come on this camera, you keep talking about how this woman is a snake, and it's like, well, what
And
did she
OWN
do?
puts quite a few episodes to a season on their little reality shows. It'd be a
Right.
lot of episodes. And so far, what is this? Episode four?
Four. This is episode four.
Dude, 4 1 hour episodes. Every single episode, multiple times. Latricia's a snack. She's a snack. She's a snack. You know,
And then
I
you
don't know
have,
what.
and then you got So Gucci over there sitting on the other side of the table. She's never talking about, yeah, she backstabbed me. She, didn't want to tell me that she was getting another realtor to get my business. And I'm like, so Gucci,
So Gucci needs to go
I'm
answer
only
the
going to
phone and file the paperwork for the leases she signed.
okay, the leases that she signed, the property
Okay.
manager, because I'm starting to believe that you really don't have the license to sell real estate. I'm starting to believe that, as mad as you are about this, because first of all, it's not like you've known this girl all that long. It's not like she owes you all of that to begin with. And you're sitting up here really just feeding this energy like she did you wrong when nobody that's watching, nobody, there's not one YouTuber that said Latrice was wrong in this situation with Soguchi.
No, she's not. At the end of the day, business is business. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And
Absolutely.
and if like if we're planning these lives and you tell me to be here at a certain time. For instance, I was late today. So I sent a text message as I would do. Treat it. You're my best friend in the world. Love you to death. But I treat this shit like a business because treating it like a business helps for things to be effective. Most people who have common sense, because not all people have that now, but most human beings on the planet who have common sense would get that. I think that Marie genuinely lacks common sense because half of her arguments and whenever she plans to attack, it doesn't ever seem to go the way that she wants
No,
it to.
Marie doesn't have you right because Marie doesn't have common sense. Let me tell you why
No.
Marie doesn't have common sense. You don't have common sense. Your son had three kids in the span of a year, and your focus for him is for him to go to college versus getting a job and supporting his three children. Where's the common sense in that? Because let me explain something to you. My child has three kids in 1 year. There is no going to college for you, sir. You missed that bus. You got to go to college on your own
I'm
time.
taking you to the doctor for that vasectomy, young
No,
man.
you can have as many kids as you want, but you finna go to Costco or Sam's Club or BJ's Wholesale where they got the free daycare package. I don't know if they still have that anymore, but they used to back in the day. And you can go right up in there, you work your little job, come home to your one bedroom apartment with all them kids. You finna understand what this is like. And I think that's the problem with a lot of black mothers
Yeah.
is the problem is that you see all of the potential in the world in your son, not the daughter. Because if this was the daughter, y'all would be doing all this. But see, it's the son. Y'all see all this potential in the men that you never had. So you putting it on these little boys, not telling them, hey, if you do not protect yourself in this situation, you could have a child. You could have a disease. You can have anything. You're not telling them. You thinking because some misogynistic man that raised you said, "Oh, he the man. If he can get all these babies and get all these women." That's how they talk to these kids nowadays, and it's so sad. Like I hate seeing that.
I think yeah, it's definitely disappointing. No matter what way you cut it or what the scenario is, um, it does go in that direction. I completely agree.
It
I
does. And it's sad that we have to talk about it because I didn't even want to talk about Marie. I really didn't, but I'm so sick of her getting on this camera with
she's done.
everybody and living in this delusional world that she lives in. And the fact that when you try to expose yourself to, all your life and everything, and how you, a multi-millionaire, you could buy anything you want, but you are so empty inside and it shows every time we look at you.
Yeah, I
So
think
what good is that
that
money?
production definitely needs to listen to the viewers, the Facebook groups, the Instagram threads and comments. They need to look into all of that because everywhere I look, everywhere I go, I was looking at different YouTubers last night just because it's good to do. And when I looked at Belle Collective YouTubers, everybody agrees. And that is something that is very, very rare with reality TV and online vloggers and YouTubers, the people like us who do recaps. We have an opinion. Kim Pie's opinion is completely different from ours. I was watching this Summer House one, completely different opinions. Like, but when it comes to Belle Collective, people are all agreeing we're tired of Marie. The BBL does not give. Um, the finger waves are old. We are tired of her meddling in everyone else's business and not giving anything. If you are going to be in everyone else's business, then at least let us in yours. Kenya Moore be in everybody business, but she also lets production into her life. So, as an example, like she's gives just nothing. And then when she does it, it's like she antagonizes people. She's a like almost like a self-righteous bully. Like, because in her mind, I think she really do have herself up on like a pedestal that tall.
Okay,
But
you better adjust it down a few notches, Marie, if that's the case, because I'm
yeah.
telling you, you is not what you think you is. So that was a little dinner. It was all about Latrice and you know, and also her event that's coming up for her. We didn't get to his episode. I guess it's coming next episode. So
Mhm.
moving on, we have Glenn and Cliff at a bar, which was the most ridiculous conversation
The
I've ever
same
heard this season.
bar, they must have limited filming options in Mississippi because I wrote it down. It is the that that oyster bar.
The one that Latrice was in the first episode.
Yes, they're no, they've been in this oyster bar. If you go watch all the episodes, it's been in every episode.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
was
I'm
in
gonna have to rewatch it because I didn't even notice.
last season. I'm like, this place must be really good, or this the only
Oh,
place
okay,
that's
well,
like
let's make a trip to Jackson real quick and let's see what's
cheap.
the bar we coming. But anyways, moving forward, they was talking. He was pouring his heart out. I'm gonna go easy on Glenn this episode because the ending part really did make me feel for him.
Hmm.
As someone who has older grandparents and everything, I just couldn't imagine. So I am gonna take it easy on Glenn because I'd have went off on Glenn in this little scene right here. He basically tells Cliff that he put a tracker and a recorder in Latrice's truck, and um, he told him about Marie signing the lease on the condo for Letitia, you know, and Glenn was just sitting there. Glenn was drunk, allegedly, because I don't know if he was or not, but he was just talking, and I was trying to follow this conversation and everything, but he just said that he doesn't know what else to do with Letitia, and I'm just like, in my opinion, Glenn, move on, find somebody else, co-parent. I don't understand why black men feel like they have this ownership over women they have children with, that they can't go on with their lives and they can't do anything with their lives because y'all have this baby together and y'all were once married or still married. It's called a divorce and it's called both of you need to separate. It's crazy. Child has started
I
storming
think
here, her in the
like
area.
I think with Glenn, some of the stuff he said annoyed me. Like he thought that everything would be okay when the DNA test came out negative. That's just stupid. I'm not even going to get into that thoroughly,
I
but
didn't even mention that because I don't even, because that was the most ridiculous thing I've
it was
ever
the
heard in my
stupidest
life.
thing I
Because
heard.
just because the baby was not yours does not take away the fact that you still cheated. Like I
But
didn't
what I will
understand.
say is it does look like they've been together for a long time. And when
Hmm.
you've been with someone since you were kids, I've been with my husband since I was 16. So when you've been with someone that long, you really do have to like be like super intentional with like changing certain things, certain habits, certain ways of doing things. And it sounds like Letitia and him have been doing the same thing for years. He cheats, she gets back with him, she forgives him. He cheats, she gets back with him. It just seems like they do and and do this like dance with each other. She'll call him over to sleep with him, but then looks for an apartment. So sending mixed signals. Then he's coming and chasing her, tripping, and she's expecting it and goes and calms her down. But I'm just kind of just in regard to their relationship, just like over it. Like, are y'all gonna stay together? Or y'all gonna separate? Like, because if you're gonna separate, get the divorce and figure it out. But
I
it's just,
feel like with Glenn's issue, it's the ownership over black women. I don't care what anyone tells me. Black men need to stop acting like this. They need to stop doing this. I don't know what toxic ass uncle, granddaddy, pops, whoever. Stop listening to them because they're gonna lead you halfway to hell with this shit. But what I'm gonna say about Letitia's, I think on Letitia's part, I do agree that it's out of habit that she's with him and it's out of being familiar with the situation, but at the same time, you have to understand Letitia's doing things that she would not have done had she not gotten this opportunity. So owning an enterprise and things of that sort, she's taking this money and flipped it. So that is a new beginning. So you can't always be in your old traces going into new steps. You just can't always do that. That's not always the way to be in life. So, although I do agree with that, there has to be some recognition in yourself that tells you I need to leave my past in my past, even if that means I need to move away and move out of Jackson. Only move there when I'm filming, exchange the baby, and then move on. She has to do something different.
Yeah, she does, especially with the wigs, not just the marriage. But I just had to.
Look. It
I'm
was way
sorry.
better. It was way better than season one. Because I don't know what the fuck she had on her head on season one. But this is way better. This is much better.
Oh, dear.
It still got room for improvement, but it's much better. So moving on, I don't want to talk about Glenn and Cliff's really crazy conversation about blue balls and stuff. Moving on, Aikisha. This is where Aikisha irritated me because, and I'm not trying to talk about her history and the way she was raised and how she came into this earth, but I'm gonna need Aikisha to stop. I'm gonna need her to stop. Now, let me give people the that. Let me tell you where I'm getting this analogy from. So, Aikisha, we meet her mother, Dr. Sandra. I didn't catch the last name, Dr. Sandra. So, how this her story is that her father, biological father, had an affair on his wife, Aikisha's biological mother.
Hmm.
That mama dropped that baby off to the house and was like, "Here you go." And the grandparents said, "Okay, we will take her," and gave her to the sister, which is Dr. Sandra, Aikisha's guardian mother, and that's how she go. But Aikisha made it seem like the father has another baby outside of her, and this is the situation. Like, it was like, huh?
The whole thing confused me, but I was like, in the
Yeah,
end, I was like, yeah, okay, mom. All right, Akeisha's mom, whatever. Who
I
cares?
no, I watched it 3 times because when I was listening to Akeisha tell the story, I was like, Akeisha, wait, are you talking about your sibling? Like, what are we talking about here? And then when she said me, I said, Akeisha, you could have easily just have said, I'm a product of a broken home. My father was a married man and he slept with my biological mother. I never knew her. And I was raised with my father's family. My aunt actually raised me as her daughter. All you had to say was that. You went circle through circle for us to have to continue to I know I wasn't the only person that rewind that shit. And it was like, did I hear that right? And it
Yeah,
was
I
like,
I just really don't. I didn't care, so I was like, all right, I guess this is your mom. Cool. That's how I. That's literally because no, like I hate to sound so like every time she comes on the screen, I'm like, okay, she's either
she irritates me
do
the same
something
way Tambra.
messy or she's gonna try and look like this great person doing these great things for the community, or we're bored because she won't show us the issues in that marriage. So
It's not. I mean, she hiding something. It's obvious she's hiding something. But the problem that I have with Aikisha is what else? Okay, we appreciate you breaking ground and doing what Letitia could not do, which was get things progressing with forestry. At least so we hope. Anybody that live in Jackson that's watching this, y'all feel free to comment if forestry got at least a caution sign or a traffic cone or something up there
not
that
a
shows me that
traffic cone.
that show me they're
Stop.
progressing, a barricade, something that says that they're progressing with this street. And then I'll give a bigger congratulations to Aikisha for getting something done. People in Jackson, like I'm finna go to Scotty by Nature's channel because he's from there. And I'm finna go over his channel and see. I don't know if he's doing Belle Collective or not. I don't remember. I have to go through his channel and look. But Scotty, let us know if
I hate you.
Aikisha really got this up and going. Let me know if you was in Jackson recently and they had like a traffic cone or a barricade
You're hella
or some
goofy.
caution sign, a coming soon Fair Street revitalization, something.
There's been no pictures or anything posted.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I haven't. I don't have any interest to look. I really don't. But I just feel like I did see the graphics in her office, looking at this scene. So obviously there is a plan, but has she executed the plan? Did the white people stop her? Is what I'm asking. Because, white people that, city officials will keep some shit dilapidated until it falls to the ground. So that's why I'm saying, where is she with this project? because this is filmed months ago. So where is she today? Is my question.
Maybe we'll get an update at the reunion. I don't know. Somebody with
Maybe.
Jackson. I'm not
So
going.
I was gonna say, I only person I the only YouTuber I follow that lives there is Scotty by Nature TV. That's the only person I know that has anything to do with Jackson, and I would love to know how far she got
How
fair to
far is
street.
Jackson from Biloxi? I got family in
I
Biloxi.
do too, and I'm trying to
Drive to
think.
this street.
Yeah, for real. I'm trying to figure. I have to figure that out too. I do have family down there as well. But moving on, that was kind of Akeisha's story, the roundabout way that she told the story. But whatever, Akeisha, that's your truth.
Once again,
Who,
gave
like, who
nothing.
am I to say? Yeah, you talk around in circles too much for me. I'm just
Mhm.
gonna put that out there. Way too many circles. You need to draw a straight line through one of them and make it a diagram. I'm about sick of you. So I'm sick of Akeisha. I really am. So moving on, what else happened in this episode outside of Akeisha? I done lost my train of thought. She done got me so confused and everything. Oh, Letitia and her mama. How did I forget that? So
Latrice?
y'all, Latrice and her mom. Latrice and her
Yeah.
mom. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna talk about Glenn's rapping session. I said I'm gonna go easy on Glenn, so I'm not gonna mention that. So, but Latrice and her mom. So Latrice explains that Cliff is closer to her mom's age, and her mom understands Cliff's way of thinking, and it seems like I don't know if Latrice's mom was taking accountability. I don't know what that was. I just kind of felt like, ma'am, what did your daughter see that you did to why she's where she is now? I think that that's the question that
They got
Latrice
the
needs to
thing with
ask.
shows when you have people in the South, and I know this firsthand from my family, like it's a big thing. It's ingrained in you. Like you do not show your business, your personal this, you don't talk about this, even after divorce and stuff, like traditional people down there. So I feel like anything that's going on that we allege or suspect, they're never going to confirm it. I kind of accepted that watching Latrice and seeing how her personality is, and then seeing her mother with her, and her mother explaining basically that she went through a similar relationship, but we know that her relationship was in some ways abusive because she said they fight. It was just, it was all very odd to me. I just feel like seeing her mama, it makes sense now, understanding why Latrice is like taking her time to like get out of things and behaves the way that she
I
behaves.
got that too, but it was just kind of like I don't understand what she was wanting her mom to say, because it was like, okay, either way, whether you saw it at home or you didn't, or if you felt it at home or you didn't, you still ended up in something that was, at the very least, because we saw it on TV, emotionally abusive. So I don't understand what your mama could have said to you that would have still ingrained in your mind that this may not be the best thing for you at this moment.
There's something we don't know. I did get
Yeah,
to feel that she wants her mom to tell her to leave, but I feel like if her mom tells her, there's something going on in that family. It's,
it is, and it was
but
weird.
what goes on in the dark always comes to light. So
I just feel like I feel like Latrice is one of those women, and we know women like this. Mrs. Best and I know women like this. That man has to do something detrimental for her to get up and leave, which is either have a baby or beat her. And we don't want neither one. We don't want neither one for Latrice because she doesn't deserve. No woman deserves that. But unfortunately, we could tell me and Amina can tell y'all stories about all of our mutual friends that have gone through crazy situations and still stay with those men.
mhm.
And some of them didn't leave until it got physical. And that's what's so crazy about it. Women, let me explain something to you. The moment you feel like your relationship can't go any further, that's when you leave it. The moment you feel that this person is not giving you the fair acceptance that you need for you just to be you in the situation, you need to leave it. Because if you cannot be you, then who else are you supposed to be? Then your relationship is inauthentic. And I think that that is what Latrice is missing. She is missing the authenticity of herself. And this is why this relationship always takes a turn for the worse because you don't know how to be you in this relationship.
Once she figures out who she is as an individual, separate from any man,
Hmm.
like just separate from a relationship in general, I think that she'll gain some confidence and feel a little bit more secure. And once she has that security in herself, I think that that's when she'll separate. I think with Latrice, it's just two things: what goes on in the dark will come to light, and time will tell. We just have to be patient with her, I think. But in the meantime of patience, we hope that she doesn't get hurt or anything like that. And I hope that Cliff is hitting the AA meetings.
Okay, and then last but
All
not
are welcome.
really, last but not least, we're gonna talk about um, Letitia and Glenn and this, unfortunate situation that Glenn is going through. Because as I said, I'm going easy on Glenn this episode because of what he's going through. I'm not gonna talk about the rapping. I'm not gonna talk about JJ. I'm not gonna talk about that because I don't want to beat him while he's down. I just really don't. So
The only thing I'll say, I did like the studio session, and I do like how Glenn is able to get along, it seems, with most of the men. So that's about it.
okay,
I don't really have much to say on him or the scene either. Just in general, because it's emotional, I want to be respectful, and separate from that, I can't find any faults in someone experiencing such a raw moment. You know,
absolutely.
it's just not fair to do. But I did appreciate, and this is all I'll say on the situation. I did appreciate how Letitia did come through for him, was supportive, got the answers that he needed. Um, I did support that. I absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree. I was going to say the same thing. I was really proud of Letitia for putting her differences aside
Mm-hmm.
to really be there, especially because she has been married to this man a long time. I'm sure she had a great relationship with the grandmother. So for those of you guys who do not know, Cliff's grandmother, ended up getting real sick and ended up going into hospice.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know very much because they didn't really allude much to what actually happened. I think we'll get that next episode because they do go and see her at the, hospice center. But it is really sad. But I was really proud of her. Carlos, I don't know if you're being shady or not. I am going to throw in a little shady comment. I don't know if you're doing shady, but I thought Letitia drove a Porsche. Why did a Mazda CX-5 back up out that driveway? Was that somebody from production's car? Or Letitia, you drive a Mazda CX-5. I need to know now because
Watch your mouth, James.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. No, I'm just
I'm
playing.
cracking up
No,
because
because I was
why did
looking
I
at the.
notice the same thing?
Yeah,
I
I was
did
like,
notice it because the way that, oh, I meant to ask you this. What does her enterprise do? What does she do?
so her enterprise is basically she leases office space. So she bought a really big building and she leases out the office space. I believe Latrice has a space in there somewhere for
Mhm.
our office. So yeah, she leases out office space.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's smart. That's a
Yeah,
good business to be in. Well,
it's
good
an
for her.
excellent business,
Okay, so
especially
why
if
does
you're
she need
able.
a receptionist for all of that? She doesn't need that reception.
That lady looked like she getting a free check. I need that job. Shoot, I'm just up in there just teeing with her all day because that's
Tisha
exactly.
James is available.
I sure am. I ain't moving to no Jackson. You got some remote?
Remote, whatever
Yeah,
you need, he can
yeah,
do from the computer there.
remote. Yeah, because I'm not coming to no Jackson. I'm
There's
not moving to
email,
no
fax, we
Mississippi.
transfer. Nah. But
Okay, file
overall,
maintenance.
I like this episode. It was
Yeah,
okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. So I
it
appreciate it.
wasn't. It was very cool. I actually did appreciate some of the episode.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
gonna
good
say like,
because Tamber wasn't there.
oh my God,
I
Carlos,
really believe that.
Carlos, you do not need Tampa. She
We
is
don't.
extra. I do not want to see Tampa no more after this
It's
season.
one thing if the ladies can't stand
And
her, but the fans can't either.
I'm starting to feel like I don't need Akeisha either.
No, we don't.
Like,
We
depending on how this Fair Street turn out, if she can't get the shit going, get her up off this show.
Yeah, because she serves no other purpose.
Absolutely.
None.
Absolutely none. We
Yeah.
ain't got in her business yet. We ain't, it's here it is episode. She got one more episode, and my next recap, if I don't see nothing, I'm skipping her altogether. I don't care
Yeah.
what she doing with Fair Street.
Yeah.
I don't even
I'm
care
tired
anymore.
of her 80s pressing curls too. I'm just tired of it. Tired of it. What?
Anyways, y'all, that was the whole recap. We hope y'all enjoyed. We actually had some serious topics and conversation in this video, which I was not expecting. So there's some free advice up in there. So I hope you guys enjoy. And if y'all are going through what any of these ladies are going through, we gave y'all some free advice from somebody who's a psychology major, somebody who's studying preventative medicine. You got to hear from both of us. Okay. So we are now going to go ahead and leave this live, go to the really crazy Real Housewives of Atlanta episode. You're not going to want to miss this because she and I are going to disagree like we have never disagreed in our 15-year friendship.
How you know? About what?
We're
Oh my
gonna
God.
disagree. I already
You
know.
think so?
I already know we're gonna disagree.
Oh
I
my
already know we're gonna
God.
disagree. So that's why I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Oh Lord. Well,
But
I'm a
shit,
thug. I could take
I know you
it.
can. I know you can. Man, me and you have been up 5 o'clock in the morning once conversating. I know. I got you. But y'all bring y'all behind to next 15 minutes. Come back, Real Housewives of Atlanta. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both of our channels. Her channel is in my description box. Her link, you guys. She
But
has
if you're here,
fire.
you should subscribe to Watch Your Mouth Reviews. You're already here.
Absolutely, you already here. So subscribe to my channel. But she got some big things going on, y'all. Y'all don't want to miss out. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.